I would argue that my work is not particularly realistic. In the process of making it, you do have to move reality around a bit and try and step out of that kind of the hyper real. So yeah, sculpture has sort of changed for me over the years. So when I was younger, it was just the act of making a cool object, and now it seems much more like a meditation and a way of understanding the world. Yeah. My dream as a child was always to work in film. You know, obviously I've seen Ghostbusters and all these fantastic films. As a young person, I would often try and make these things and in the shed and at home. I sort of had a sensibility, I think, that was a little bit outside of the contemporary art world. I didn't go to art school. I just worked and drew and made things. But I think the life experience I'd had, there'd been some major hiccups in my mid-20s where I had some real challenges. I had a different perspective as going through that. So I had this sort of vision of my own, my own head, but looking at it as an adult and realizing what it meant, and also the contrast between the two objects. Like you've got the head that's alive and the head that's no longer with us, and kind of combining the two as if life can, easily be either or at any given time. And the unknown of the right-hand side of the skull. The process is basically you sculpt the piece in clay, as you can see, like clay things here, and get it as accurate as you can. I did take a life cast of my own head, and I did have a dental cast as well, and a dental x-ray, which made it even more disturbing. And I foolishly took a cast of my own eyeball, which I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't do it again, but just with alginate, which is like a dental, it's reasonably safe, but it was uncomfortable. I just wanted to get the set of the eye as accurate as I could, and it meant I could get the size of the eyeball. The self-portrait is difficult. The strange thing is now, though, that when I look at it, I'm looking at a younger person, and so it has another issue. It's like that's confronting as well. Yeah, I think sometimes it's liberating as well, because you look at yourself and go, okay, well this is who I am. There's nothing I can do about that. So just be who you are. But yeah, it is confronting. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm always struck by the things where the rhythm of life or the cyclic nature of life is demonstrated. And I think in nature you see it a lot. I think as time goes on, I'm experiencing that more and more. Even though like something can die, it's kind of fed immediately back into the growth, the movement. And so things like that woman and child sculpture, again, was an example of, a bookended life, where you've got, both the beginning and the end in harmony in some way. Also, I like the idea of making it as a symbol as well. So you've got something like a crucifix, which is on one hand kind of, it's kind of a horrific image, really. But people put them in their homes and they give tremendous comfort. I mean, eternal life even. So what more powerful an image or an object is that? And I think, wouldn't it be great to be able to make a sculpture that had those properties? It's almost like magical properties that go beyond just, a nice object or something to put in the fancy apartment. I don't know. So I think the themes always go back to that. I like symbols that kind of allude to something, and I like the idea that it offers something else, and I don't always get it, sometimes I get close to it. And the dream is one day I'll nail it, but we'll see.